Dick, first of all, before we talk about this weekend's game against Dundee, Friday night, another back-to-back victories, a terrific victory at home against Ayr United. What's your thoughts on that game?
First and foremost, it's a victory at home. We haven't been doing well. It's been well documented this year that we haven't been doing well at home. What people do forget also, we've had 9 draws at home. So when you draw games, you know there's something wrong, but there's not a lot wrong. And then you go and you win 2 games, 6 points. If you play 2 games and get 2 points, you drop 4. But we've maximised the possibility of getting 3 points at home, which is very, very important and totally deserved. I've now got to look at the whole scenario. We'll play Dundee this week, and that in itself will look after itself. But we're not out of the woods yet. The players deserve any amount of credit, but I'm sure they'll say the same as me. They haven't done anything yet. Their sole objective is the same as mine, and the same as the club, and the same as the supporters. Let's just make sure we stay in the league.
Yeah, you mentioned the players there, and again on Friday, losing Hammy very early on. Stephen Headington slipped into the back 4 and did very well, along with you look at the goals and the way that the build up, particularly the second goal, and from a team point of view, it was a terrific goal. So there's a lot of plus points in that game, as well as the negatives of losing Hammy, but seeing that other guys are able to come into the team and slot in quite seamlessly.
Well, let's talk about the football involved in the goal for the second goal. We haven't had many pats in the back this year. People seem to think that we're huff and puff team, and we've played with the wind machine, which they mentioned. The football was fantastic. It's a fantastic left-sided ball up into the corner. Hilson goes to the ball, checks out, remains onside, keeps the ball in play. It's a weighted pass for headers. Because it's a good pass and it's weighted and it drops short, we get time to go and support the game. And at that time it's 1-0, and the game's never finished at 1-0. But we get up and support. The team, the way we're playing, we play to get up and support. Dowser gets up there and supports it along with McKenna. And they hold the ball up and they play it back and they do a reverse 1-2. And then the ball gets played back out to Michael McKenna, and he does a magnificent reverse pass. And Ryan Dow runs off the ball, looks up, very difficult, ball running away from him, chips a delightful pass to the on-rushing, penetrative, would you believe, penetration, David Gold, and it was a fantastic football goal. And that settled us down. What we need to do is, it might send a clear message to everybody that we can play as well. I think they said that on the television interviews and the people on up the balcony. Great goal, great timing of the goal, and no goals against. It's very, very important. And of course, I'm up at Cove on Saturday, and my brother Ian and Big Rab, he's at Dundee, and Jimmy Bones at Morton. So every single result went for us. But the biggest result that went for us was what we did ourselves on Friday night. And Hammy, I don't like the saying in football, everybody's entitled to an opinion. I don't agree with that. I'm entitled to an opinion because I'm the guy that picks the team, and I think Hammy is one of the best signings I've ever made in the 33 years I've been a manager. He's just Mr. Consistent. Looks as if the hamstring's off the bone. He certainly won't play this season, and we'll miss him. But listen, it's a good job we signed Hetherington. We brought 8 players in the window, and I'm of the opinion, I've publicised that, the 8 players that we come in are not going to make the team any worse. I'm hoping that we'll make them better, and I'm glad I've got Hetherington in there as a replacement for. But there was a lot of big players on Friday night, Paul. Yeah. Of the 8 that came in, there's 4 of them were outstanding for their team. I'm not getting caught up in the whole thing. We played Dundee on Saturday. Dundee look to be favourites now. Well, you would expect that with the size of the club and the size of the budget they've got, but it'll no worry me. Dundee will not want to come to play us. We don't need a win machine. Can I tell you that right now? We're a good football team. And we'll go and have a go at them. There's absolutely no doubt about that. We beat them the last time at Dens Park. And there's every chance that we can do it again.
The competition for places as well. I mean, you mentioned it there. You know, Goldie and Hilly have come in the last couple of weeks there and really stake claims for places. And it's evident. I see it when we're here at training, and the tempo and the buzz around the place, and all these players just wanting to get in your face to be in that starting 11. It just shows you, we lose quality players in Hammy, but we've got these guys now. Maybe we didn't have so many opportunities in the first half of the season, but with the recruitment that's been made in January, it's a real competition now that players have to be at the top of their game to get in the team, but even more so to stay in the team.
Yes. You're answering your own question, Paul. The way I manage football clubs is very simple. Players put themselves in the team by their performance at training, by their performance in the previous games, and equally players put themselves out of the team by their performances in training and by their performance in the previous game. Don't give me a reason not to play you. Just keep sending signals out to me that you want to play in this team, because when you do get a chance to, you better play. You better. The only way you're going to get in that team is through an injury. That's what's happened. There's Henderson will play now, I would imagine, the next 2 or 3 weeks at left back, because we've not got an alternative. Dylan Tate was transferred for £200,000 a year and a half ago. You can't get a game for us. Scotty Allen's as good a midfield player as you've got. Can't get a game. David Gold's had to be very, very patient. He's got in there because, last week one of our players took sick and he got in the win, and now he's scored again.
Jacobs is coming back as well now. Jacobs, he's in there.
Jacobs is back in. I'm delighted to see it. God bless him. He had the same as me. I had a bereavement in the family the week before Keegan's father had passed away in South Africa.
I mean, on that as well, and not a lot of people will know this, but the week that you had, you've won 2 matches. You went to teams who are in the top 3 and won. But in the middle of that as well, you're mourning the loss of your sister. I mean, it's been a really roller coaster of emotions for you in the last week, and not a lot of people know that. But you and Pink have had to manage the club as well as manage your own, your own.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, Paul. But the players, every one of them have reacted, and they know we have a team, and it's been very difficult for me and my brother to accept that my sister's no longer there. She was a football girl, she knew everything, and she's just a lovely person. And it was a terrible time at the end. Then you just get away with it, and she passes away, and then you start to think about, just leave the team with John for a couple of weeks, and we'll just look after the rest of the family. But we do that anyway, and my sister would have wanted us to be in the dugout and shout like idiots and all the rest of it. And but she'll go, she'll be watching up there. That kind of thing.
And from everyone we pass on the thoughts.
Thanks so much.
To the Campbell family for your loss. Just going into the game Saturday now, it doesn't really need much introduction. Dundee are really now, because of the results that we've actually had against their opponents, have really got an opportunity now to stake their claim and get into the top spot. We've, more importantly for us, have the chance that if we can get the right result against them, it really then puts us into cementing that 8th place and trying to move away from Hamilton Cove, albeit their results don't go the way they want them to go. So your message ahead of Saturday in terms of, we know there's a lot of fans coming from Dundee up the coast to the game, but for our supporters, it really get out and really, this is we're into the final straight now, the last 100 metres.
I think there's a lot of fans, both fans in Dundee. I mean that. And I think there's a lot of Brock Ferry, there's a lot of Carnoustie, there's a lot of both fans. Dundee deservedly, they've had a history. Dundee, they're up and down like a yo-yo, aren't they? Ayr Manager, he seems a decent enough boy. I don't get influence for how big a club and how wee a club it is. I've not got any issues with Dundee. I wouldn't say I hope they go up. I couldn't care less if they go up. It's not going to make 1 ounce of difference to me. All I'll do is give us bigger crowds next year if they're in a better place there. And I think it'll be a great game. I think it'll be a big crowd. And whoever wins on the day will be it, because there's nothing. I would not like to live on the difference between the two teams. And that's quite ironic for me being third bottom in the league. But I'm looking forward to it. As I've said, there's a few players at Dundee, young boys. Gary's done well with them. I think they've done great. But I keep telling you, Paul, I'm not the best man to ask for the opposition. I couldn't care less about the opposition. Yeah. But I wouldn't ever, forever, belittle my opposition. And we'll have to have all our wits about us on Saturday to get 3 points against Dundee, I can assure you. My own company's got a table. And we take 3 or 4 tables a year. And the big one is Dundee. It's a local derby, man. And we'll see what's in front of us.
Yeah.
Let's bring it on.
Yeah, big weekend. On behalf of everyone, Dick, all the best for the game on Saturday, and bring it on.
You will get 3 points if you want, Paul.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Thank you.
Craig Reynolds will join us now, physiotherapist with the club. Obviously the fans saw Hammy being stretchered off on Friday night there, Craig, so can you just give us an update on how Hammy is and what the prognosis is for the...
Yeah, I mean, as you saw, he's really, as he was going forward, he's kind of leaned forward, he's overstretched, and it's basically what we expect at the time. He's torn his hamstring. I've just been down at his earlier today, actually having a look at him, and he's not moving great, to be fair, but he's lacking a lot of power in his hip, so we're going to get it scanned just to confirm the diagnosis, and then we'll just take it from there. But it looks like the season's going to be over, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, disappointing for first and foremost for Hammy, but he's a huge player for us as well. But how is he in himself? Is he'll be gutted naturally that he's not going to see the running.
Yeah, I mean, you know Hammy yourself. He doesn't really. He's not the most emotional guy in the world. He's just kind of pretty flat lines the whole time. So he seems okay in himself, but he's obviously disappointed. But he realises himself he's not going to make it back in time for any of the games towards the end of the season. So he's kind of resigned himself to that fact over the weekend, I think. But yeah, he'd be a big miss for us, definitely.
Yeah, but a huge personality, and I'm sure he'll have a big part to play being in and around the boys between now and the end of the season as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if he was able to drive, he would have been here tonight. He's limited in what he can do at the moment, but he'll definitely be about the place, and he'll still be doing his bit to try and help out and encourage everybody.
On a more positive note, we've seen the return, Keegan Jacobs. He seems to be every week he seems to be moving and that bit more and a bit quicker. So that's a positive. He was on the bench on Friday, and with Hetherington probably now going to be slotting back into the back four for the foreseeable, there's a chance for him to hopefully come back in as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
How's he faring up, or no reaction to coming back?
No, he's not had any reaction at all. It's been plain sailing all the way with Keegan, to be fair. He's worked really, really hard. He's done well. He's done everything we've asked of him, and more. He's been very diligent in that, and he's handled everything. No setbacks at all. Yeah. So he's been back actually training for, I think this is his 3rd week back in full training now, and yeah, as I say, nothing at all, no problems at all with him. So
and everyone else clean bill of health.
Good. Yeah, everyone clean bill of health. Ricky's got a wee niggle with his knee, but it's nothing. It's just a bit soft.
Good.
Everyone else is good.
Yeah. The quieter you are, the better it is for the team, isn't it? So
that's it. That's what I always say. If I'm sitting doing nothing, it means I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, good. Cheers, Craig. Thanks.